Hello, everyone. Let me show my face. There we go. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening to all of you all around the world who will be watching this from all other parts of the world. Want to welcome you to Coffee and Clarity with Grace. Some of you, welcome back. Okay. Always glad and a pleasure to have each and every one of you on this call. I always start as a reminder to let you know that this is not a webinar, it's not a training, and it is not a sales call. What this actually is our table. Okay. This is the one place each week where we can slow down, tell the truth, and talk honestly about what it looks like to build drift funnels and build our businesses, your businesses, with clarity, steadiness, and peace. And today, y'all know I just like to jump in. So here we go. Today, I'm going to tell you the truth about something that happened last week. Last week, nobody showed up for this call, and I couldn't ignore it. Okay. I couldn't skip over it. I couldn't act like it didn't happen. And I can only talk about, the parts of building that feel strong and polished. I can't, So look, that wouldn't be honest if I just talked about the stuff that I was winning with. No, because this room is built on honesty. And today, I want to talk about what happens when you're building something you believe in and nobody shows up yet. Sometimes the empty room is not the end of a vision. Sometimes the empty room is feedback. Hold on, let me take a sip. I had to take a sip on that one. Sometimes that's a mirror. Nobody showing up, that's a mirror. And sometimes it's the place where the CEO inside of you has to wake up and say, I still have to take this seriously, even before everybody shows up, even before everybody else takes it seriously. So I always share four things with you on this call: what I'm seeing, what I'm learning, what I'm struggling with, and what I'm appreciating. So, first, what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is that I did not promote this call like I should have. It ain't y'all fault, it's my fault. Okay? Honest truth. I got the vision, I got the name, I've got the purpose, and I've got the heart behind it. But what I didn't do is put enough energy behind making sure people knew about the call, remembered the call, understand the call, and felt invited to the call. So what I'm seeing is when you don't promote properly, people won't show up. That's what I'm seeing. People will not show up when you don't promote properly. And here's some reasons why sometimes people don't show up. Sometimes they don't show up because they weren't reminded, or because they didn't understand the value, or they don't show up because the invitation wasn't repeated enough. I am bad at that. Okay. And sometimes people don't show up is because the founder assumed that having a good thing was enough. Mm-mm. I'm seeing that having a good thing is not enough, because coffee and clarity is a good thing. Okay. The first call, we had a great time. Okay. Okay. So I'm also seeing that if something matters, it has to be stewarded, it has to be communicated, and people have to be invited clearly and consistently. So what I'm seeing is this: the room was empty, but the lesson was full. The room was empty, but the lesson was full. Next, here's what I'm learning. What I'm learning is that I have to take this call and this company more seriously. Okay. Not because I don't care. I do care. But what I'm learning is that caring quietly is not the same as leading publicly. I got to take another sip. I'm learning that if coffee and clarity with grace is going to become a real founder's table, I got to treat it like it matters before the attendance proves that it matters. So that means I have to promote it, and I have to promote it well and consistently, more often. So I got to prepare for it. I got to remind people, not just the night, not the night before, like I did y'all today, like I did y'all yesterday. I got to build the rhythm, and I've got to show up consistently and speak about it with confidence. And the other thing I'm also learning, again, is that what I'm not good at, I need to automate. Okay. My business partner tells me this all the time. Y'all know him. he's he's a chocolate fellow with locks, and he's a genius, a tech genius, and has a mind for business and a heart for people. His last name is Smith. And if I'm not naturally consistent with promotion, I need a promotion system. If I forget to remind people, I need a reminder workflow. And if I struggle to stay visible, I need a visibility rhythm. And also, if I hesitate to ask people to show up, I need a process that supports the invitation. I'm learning also that automation is for places where the founder keeps dropping weight, not just for customers. And then I also got to learn to ask for help more often than I do. Sometimes I carry things too quietly. It's really all the time. I'm gonna just say sometimes. But here's me, and this is me to the T. And Antonio can attest to this. I always try to figure it out, and then I try to fix it, and then I hold it, and then I try to move it forward. It rarely works. But then I also learned that leadership doesn't mean doing everything by yourself. I'm learning that asking for help is becoming part of being a stronger CEO. It's not a weakness. And finally, the last thing that I'm learning, um, something that's not easy, but it's necessary. I have to struggle publicly to achieve my goals. I'm gonna take another sip. I have to struggle publicly to achieve my goals. I saw a YouTube video that I sent out to the D16 Otis saw it. You got to struggle. Sometimes you got to struggle publicly to achieve your goals. If you want to succeed in public, I'll just talk for me. If I want to succeed in public, I can't be afraid to grow in public because the building process, it's not going to always look all polished and neat. No, there's going to be empty rooms. It's going to be missteps. It's going to be weak launches. There's going to be moments where I realize I should have done more. But the thing is that if I hide every struggle, I also hide my journey. And that journey that I'm on, it may be the very thing that helps somebody else to keep going. So that's what I'm learning. The next thing, what I'm wrestling with. What I'm wrestling with is becoming the CEO I'm supposed to be. Not just saying that I'm the CEO or having the company or carrying the vision, but actually seeing myself as the leader of what I'm building. Here's the thing. I've been behind the scenes for so long that sometimes stepping forward, it feels uncomfortable. All the time stepping forward feels uncomfortable because I've been behind the scenes. Okay. Because behind the scenes, you can support, you can help, you can prepare other people, you can make things work without being seen, which is what I've been doing and which is what I've done. But come to realize that being a CEO requires a whole different posture. About 4 or 5 things it requires: visibility, ownership, confidence, repetition, and inviting people again and again, even after no one showed up the last time. Excuse me. I want to be honest about this. I'm also wrestling with self esteem. Yep. New CEO, wrestling with self esteem. I'm wrestling with believing that my voice belongs at the front of the room. I'm also wrestling with seeing myself the way I need to see myself in order to carry DriftFunnels at the level it deserves. Sometimes your assignment grows faster than your self image. I'm gonna take a sip, okay? Because I am wow. Hold on. So when your assignment grows faster than your self-image, you got to let the assignment pull your identity forward. You got to do it. Okay. I'm talking to all of us, but I'm really talking to me. Okay. You can't keep shrinking into what you used to be or who you used to be when the work is calling you to become someone stronger. Okay. You can't keep shrinking, Grace, into who you used to be when the work is calling you to become someone stronger. So that's where I am. Okay. I'm becoming the CEO I'm supposed to be, and becoming is not always comfortable. This is not comfortable. Okay. The day Antonio said, "Hey, You're gonna be the CEO. I said, okay. He knows. I've always told him for years, hey, I don't want to be a CEO. Y'all do too much. I can't. I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna help y'all. No, I don't want to do that. But when he told me, hey, you're gonna be the CEO, normally, yeah, yeah, I think everybody on this call knows me. I get nervous a lot. But the day he told me that, there was not a nervous thing in my system because I always get nervous in the pit of my stomach. There was no nervous pit that day. So I said, okay, I guess this is supposed to be what it is. I'm gonna take a sip. Hold on. And lastly, what I'm appreciating is that I have a business partner who tells me the truth all the time, straight with no chaser. Y'all know him. Okay. He doesn't tell me what I want to hear, and he does not protect my comfort. Okay. He does not. Okay. Because he's talked to y'all too. And y'all know this. And he don't let me stay the same. Tells me the truth. And I am very eternally grateful for that. I'm grateful because a real business partner and a real friend, they don't only celebrate you when you win, they help sharpen you so you can win more consistently. And I appreciate having someone like Mr. Smith who only wants to see me win and continue improving. I have somebody who can say, Grace, you got to take this more seriously. Grace, you need to promote. When I walked in, he said, you know what? Don't worry about it. I'm going to take this over because you need to promote this call more. And there's some other words that we didn't learn in Sunday school. Okay. He also said, Grace, this is where you need to grow. I also have someone who can see the CEO in me, even when I'm still learning to fully see her myself. And so I'm appreciating this realization. Again, I have to struggle in public if I want to succeed in public. That is very powerful to me, which is why I said it twice. Okay. Said it in what I'm struggling with, what I'm learning, and what I'm appreciating now. People may see me struggle, but they also may see me not quit. Okay. They may see me miss the mark, but they may also see me adjust. You may see me have an empty room, but you also may see me come back the next week with more clarity. And maybe that will give somebody else permission to keep going. Because a lot of times I know I'm not the only one who don't want to struggle in public. That's embarrassing. Who wants to be embarrassed in public? Nobody. But if you see other people say, oh, they struggling too, just like me. Great. Let me keep going because they keep going. Grace kept going. I'm gonna keep going too. And that's all I want. Okay. For somebody to see me and to keep going. Me having an impact on them, on their lives, on their business, say, you know what, I'm gonna keep going. Because I gotta do this for me. I want to win and I want to get what my goals and dreams are what I deserve. Maybe somebody else is afraid to start because they're afraid nobody will show up. Somebody else could be afraid to post because they're afraid nobody will respond. That happens. And then also somebody else may be afraid to launch because they're afraid it won't be perfect. And it doesn't have to be. I think it's perfect the first time. You got to grow it has to be imperfect because nothing is perfect the first time. You have to put yourself out there to see where your holes are. You could be ready to go and launch and say, man, yep, we got it. Let's go. And then because your people, the market is going to tell you, hey, this is where what we need. Because that's where your holes are. And then you keep going from there. That's the only way you can grow. So that's what I'm appreciating. The struggle is not something to be ashamed of. Sometimes the struggle becomes part of your testimony. Now, I want to hear from you. It's your turn. This is not a monologue, okay? This is gonna be a dialogue today. So I'm gonna drop 4 questions in the chat, and you can either answer in the chat or you can unmute your mic and say, "Hey, this is the answer to the question." I'm gonna put them in one by one. So hold on here. Copy. Uh-oh. Miss Brenda, can you hear me better now? I'm so sorry. I didn't see that. You said you could barely hear me. I didn't see your chat. Okay. Hold on just one moment. Yeah. Hold on just one moment. All right, hold on, please. Almost got these in. Okay. Hopefully, Miss Brenda, you can hear me better now. Okay. So here's the first question. Hold on. Let me put it here. All right. First question. What are you excited about right now? Some just wait a moment. If you want to put your answers again in the chat, you can. I'll read them and then we can talk about them. Or if you want to unmute your mic and talk about what you're excited about right now, we can do that as well. So if anybody has any thoughts, what you're excited about right now, now's the time. Let's take me a sip of coffee.
I'll go first.
All right, sir.
All right, great. Well, one thing is you excited about you and your journey there. Um, it's all in a matter of a belief system to really sink into whether you are that CEO, that leader that you can. And I truly believe that everyone does have that leadership potential within them. It's just the confidence in which they have around them that makes them feel as if they can do it. Sometimes experience because some leaders or some people are just not good leaders, right? But uh,
Yeah.
the fact that you're open to growth, I think development into that. Also, with your company that you are spearheading, that I do see a lot of, I'm excited about that too. And you moving forward with that uh, energy. And I understand that, yeah, it's easy to sink back into your comfort zone because it feels better.
Mhm.
But um, I remember it says something, it was a saying that says you got to in order to get to where you want, you got to get rid of the old you or the present you.
Yeah.
You got to get rid of to get to shape. And I know I just ate that all up, messed that whole saying up, but it's
We
something
understand what you're
like,
saying. Yeah.
and that's another thing. And one thing as a leader, you can't be afraid to make mistakes. You
That's
trip,
right.
you get up, acknowledge it, move on and just keep driving forward.
That's it. That's it. All right, Otis. Thank you so much. I,
Sure.
I appreciate you. Thank you for being excited for me and my journey. Watch me. I know if I don't have nobody else, Otis is watching what I'm doing. So I know I gotta listen. I gotta take this one seriously. So I got people watching. Okay. All right. Someone in the chat said, "Getting my health in order." I never want you to be embarrassed. So I'll never say your name, but I will say what you are excited about. So the person is excited about getting their health in order. That's always an excitement because when you feel better, you do a lot of things better, and everything comes in alignment. That whole when we talk about abundance, it's not just money; it's everything. Okay, health included because the more health you have, okay, the better your health is, the less you got to spend your wealth on, okay? Because if you let's say you get all the money you want, but your health is terrible, all the money you want is paying for the health that you got to get now to get better. So excited for you for that as well. All right. Okay. If no one else has anything they're excited about, we're gonna go with the question number two. Okay, I'm gonna make sure. Okay. Question number two. What are you carrying that feels heavy? What are you carrying that feels heavy? Let's just get a moment of that. I'll sip my coffee. And if no one has anything, we'll keep going to question three. Anybody have anything that they're carrying that feels heavy? Again, this isn't about embarrassment.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
What are you carrying that feels heavy?
Oh,
Okay. And these four questions, you may not have answers to these questions this week. So no
Okay.
worries.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so we'll keep going. Put the third question in the chat here. Hold on. Let's see. Uh-oh. Three. Here we go. What are you building this week? If you're building anything, what are you building this week? The person said that they were excited about getting their health in order. Are you building something, towards better health this week? Otis, are you building anything? MP, are you building anything? If not, we can go ahead, Otis.
Well, yeah. One thing I had the previous question also, but as far as this one,
Go ahead.
what am I
Go ahead.
building?
Go back.
Uh,
Go back. Go back. What are you
okay.
carrying that feels heavy?
Well, there's always a lot of stuff, and that's not letting down people who look at you
Ooh.
or uh, expecting, living up to expectations.
Mm,
And that is what's always on your mind. And
yeah.
then you are always challenged with yourself. You pushing yourself to say, is it good enough? No. Then you keep,
Mm,
then what can I do to make it good enough?
yeah.
And especially if you set your standards and you miss them, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And you're at your wits' end and like, what can I do to hit that? What can I do to hit it? So that's it's a little weight on you. But
Yeah.
one thing around that is just continue to drive forward. And just as you did, when you opened up, you saw it, you saw the situation and you reflected on it and you mentioned that you were going to make changes as far as automating processes. And that's what I see as a solution to that. So you have expectations, don't lower them, continue to increase them, and just adjust, adjust your processes in order to meet them.
Gotcha.
Your next question was,
What
uh,
are you building this week?
I would say more, more confidence, the language around engaging people on business, right? You you have to be able to talk to people, present to people, and I guess it's more not persuading, but showing people that the benefit of not having this will cause you more pain than
Mm,
having something.
that's, ooh, Otis, you are
So
on it.
I'm looking at the CEO. So that's one thing that in my mind I'm building. What does it say? Building this week is that ability within myself in order to do that. And the reason I say that is because this year I will be going to Invest Fest, and I know that they have a lot of potential there. And also, it's another big conference, and it's a little bit of different intent, but I do get a chance to sit down with a few people, and I want a lot of things in order to talk about, and mostly to grow and of course to make these connections without it's real connections because you never know who other people know. So that's why
Right.
I say that.
All right. Oh, can you speak a little bit on InvestFest? This is the first I've ever heard of that.
Invest Fest happens every year in Georgia, in Atlanta, with those guys from Earn Your Leisure.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
it's not only about stocks. Last year they brought in somebody from Invest QQQ, and they didn't plan well because the room was small and I mean, the line was out there. And what it teaches is, or what they have there, it's over 3 days. I think it's a weekend, and they have investment in real estate, investment overseas,
Wow.
investment in the stock market, and then there's a whole bunch of vendors there to not, support it. But they are a lot of people, a lot of companies there or people there talking about specific things that you can invest in, what to do with your money. What about your 401k? What about this? What about that? But it's all on investing for a positive growth,
Mm,
right? And
yeah.
I I've I don't even know how I ran across that, but I ran across it and they mentioned InvestFest and I took advantage of it. It's pretty huge because I know that
Mm,
it sold out a lot of pretty fast.
wow.
And I registered last year early and got
Wow.
yeah, early. That's how you
Yeah,
save money.
yeah, correct. Yes. Yes.
So that's what I did.
Okay. Well, good deal. I like that. Okay. I may have to talk to my business partner about going to that next year because it's sold out this year. So we can get in
Mhm.
early on the early bird special.
I think that honestly, once the event is over, that's
They
when you need
start,
to register
right,
again
right.
because as time moves on, and if you can get your room, that's probably the better time too.
Gotcha.
More
Hmm.
availability.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, Otis. All
Okay.
right. All right. Okay. Just want to make sure, MP, is there anything you'd like to share for right now? Just want to make sure I get everybody who wanted to say something.
No, I would just, yeah, just, yeah, it's good information. Just taking notes.
Okay. Good deal. Okay. Here's our last question. Here we go. What do you need encouragement, prayer, or perspective on, if anything? Okay, that's our last question. What do you need encouragement, prayer, or perspective on? Anyone? Okay. All right. Again, like I said, you may not have answers to these questions this week, but next week you may have something. So, all right. So those are our four questions for the community. Hold on, putting someone in. So when this person comes in, then I'll ask. Maybe she has something. All right. Okay, Miss Brenda, this is our last question. What do you need encouragement, prayer, or perspective on? Just wanted to see if you had an answer for this one. If you had
What
anything that
was
you,
the question?
what do you need encouragement, prayer, or perspective on? If you had anything, I just wanted to make sure if you had something, I wanted
Oh,
you to be able to
okay.
share. If
Yeah,
not,
because I cut myself off.
no worries.
Um, just to give me, I need prayer for energy because I just feel drained most of the time, and I just don't feel like doing it.
I completely
That's why I'm
understand.
trying to walk and try to improve my health a little bit
Yes,
because
ma'am.
that's all a part of it. But some days it's just like, okay, I can't seem to get it together.
I understand that. Okay. Okay. Energy. Okay. God, we come to you right now, first and foremost, to say thank you. Thank you for allowing us to see another day and affording us another opportunity to praise your name. I want to come to you right now, thanking you for all of us who are here on the call, those of us who wanted to be on the call but couldn't make it. But I also want to come to you specifically right now for Miss Brenda. She says she needs more energy. She knows that she wants to get her health back in order to where it needs to be. And so she's taking the steps to do that. We're just asking you to be with her, continue to be with her, and thanking you in advance for giving her the energy that she needs and thanking you for giving her better health that she desires because she is taking the steps. She's not waiting on you to move. She's moving first and doing what she can do so that you can do what she can't do. We thank you in advance. In the name of Jesus, amen. All right. Well, as we close today,
Amen. Thank you.
you're very welcome. As we close today, I always want to give you a closing thought. So here's a sentence I want you to carry this week with you. I think third or fourth time I've said this on this call. If you want to succeed in public, you have to be willing to grow in public. That's the thought for this week. Don't let an empty room, quote unquote, make you quit. Let it make you clearer. Let it teach you preparation. Let it teach you promotion. Let it teach you consistency, humility, and let it teach you how to ask for help. But also, let it teach you how to become the leader your vision requires. So this week, I want you to ask yourself, what do I need to take more seriously before the results show up? What do I need to take more seriously before the results show up? CEOs don't wait for a full room to become serious. They become serious and then they build the room. This is what I'm learning. So I'm talking to me too. Okay. I want to thank you all for being at the table with me this morning. I'm so grateful that we can always tell the truth here. This is always a safe place. I want you to take one clear step today. And next week, I'll meet you back here at the table. I will see you at the top, not from the top. Love you, everyone.
Love you too.